Nope.
Well, I guess there's never real two ways around it. I have to give the thought for the day. Here's the thought for the day. Don't let anybody or anything get you down. So part of that is what we call an indomitable spirit. It's hard to pronounce. An indomitable spirit means that you find the strength from within and nothing can touch it. Not anybody, not anything, not any words to kind of make you feel less than. If you have an indomitable spirit, you know where your strength is. I called my 92-year-old mother the other day, and she's winding down, and she's 24/7 care, and in a wheelchair when she's not in her bed, but she's mainly in her bed, and she's about to face the fifth season, fall, winter, spring, summer, death. She's about to face that, but don't call her old, So I called her the other day at about 6, and usually she kind of knocks out around that. And I was trying to call her at 4, and I just couldn't. So I called her at 6, and I said, "Am I calling you too late?" And my 92-year-old mother pretends she's an old woman. "Yes, you're calling me too late." I said, "You are a smartass." And she says, "It takes one to know one." And that's what you call an indomitable spirit. Oh well, you just know where your strength is. Nothing can knock you down, not even death. Not even death. Well, I was privileged to spend the last couple of days in Nashville, Tennessee, with Richard and Roman. We had a great time. We ate Prince's hot chicken, which was so damn hot. We were crying and had to mop ourselves down. It was really hot, and we went to the Country Music Museum, and we went to Loveless Cafe, which is famous and the best biscuits on the planet. And then we went to Belle Meade Plantation, which is a Civil War home, and Civil War battles were fought right in front of it, and you can see bullet holes in the pillars. And it was cold, and we were waiting for our tour to start, and the woman comes out, she's dressed like from the Civil War, and Richard gets a phone call from his younger brother, and he's going, "Yeah, we're at some Civil War house. Civil War, muskets and shit." And I thought, "Richard, why aren't you giving this tour?" And, so we gave a bunch of talks, of course, and then after one talk, a woman came up to Roman and wanted some advice, and she said, she had a relative who was a gang member, felon, drug addict, in and out of prison. Everybody puts him down, and he takes it in. He falls for it. And she asked him, "What advice would you give him?" And Roman looked at her and said, "You gotta love yourself. If you know who you are, you will love who you are. And then, whatever anyone says is in one ear and out the other. It can't touch you." Pretty good advice. Which reminded me of a homie who worked here named Robert years ago on our graffiti removal crew, who, abandoned, tortured, abused, rejected, neglected. His family didn't want anything to do with him. And yet, the guy was so kind and good. And I asked him once, how have you pulled that off, given all the things you've been through in your life? And he said, years ago I always suspected there was something of goodness here. I couldn't find it. Until one day, I found it. Goodness, right here. Then he looked at me and big tears filled his eyes and he said, "Ever since that day, nothing can touch me." Now that's indomitable spirit. That's finding your strength within. That's knowing who you are, loving who you are. So I invite you today to find your indomitable spirit.